All right, welcome, folks. Mil Spec Ops Monkey here. Hey, listen, this is going to be a Sunday Monkey Minute. It is 5/22/22. And without further ado, let's hop over here to the board real fast. Got a lot of stuff going on in the world. I'm telling you, if you're looking at the world right now and you're just thinking, could it get any crazier? Yes, it actually could. And it is at breakneck speed. It's absolutely crazy watching the things unfold. We've got the wars, the rumors of wars happening. We've got food shortages. I mean, what are the odds, right? All of this culminating at just one specific time. It seems like this summer and this winter are going to be in for one heck of a ride. It's inflation. It's just all kinds of different things hitting us all at once. And so just a reminder, keep, faith over fear. God has this. He is in control. It's his battle, not yours. And so we just got to remember that. We are here to do his work and let him do his thing. Okay. So, anyway, that said, let's get over here. Check this out. The WHO is now warning of summer festivals, mass gatherings, that they could actually accelerate the spread of monkeypox. I think this is just racist. And, I just don't even know what to think about this. You may remember about 4 months ago, we actually reported that there was one case of monkeypox that came in supposedly from the southern border. Guy got on a flight somehow, ended up in upstate New York or somewhere along those lines. And but then we never heard anything else about it. Supposedly it was contained. Well, if we get over here to CDC, they don't really think it's a big deal right now. Look at this is the latest as of May 18th. No additional monkeypox cases have been identified in the U.S. other than one U.S. resident testing positive, returning to the U.S. from Canada. We get over here to the WHO. These guys, I find this interesting because the data it's not jiving, right? And so, but we get over here to the WHO. You can see United States, it says 1 to 5 cases, 0 suspected. A total worldwide of 92 with an additional 28. I don't know where they're getting their numbers from. But, it is the WHO. And so there you have it. All right. But stay frosty because you have to remember, you go back to Dark Winter, you go back to the study that was conducted probably about 2018 with the, I guess, as it relates to smallpox. And smallpox is a different deal now, okay? Because that will kill you very quickly. Monkeypox is just a shade different, and then you got chickenpox or whatever it may be. But the interesting thing about that is the fact that that Dark Winter study that they did was basically showing an outbreak of something like smallpox. Actually, it was smallpox in an aviation-induced environment, right, where people are actually traveling all around the world. And they wanted to see what the model would indicate. And it was not a good outcome, to say the least. But that was called Dark Winter. You can actually go Google that. It'll pull right up, and it'll give you all the pertinent information about that study. And so when you start hearing anything about pox, period, start paying attention because they're running with it as if we were in the middle of another pandemic, and that is not the case. In the U.S., we've got one. According to CDC, and that's probably, unfortunately, the ones we got to be listening to. Definitely don't want to be listening to these guys, but hey, that's just your free will, whatever you want to do. So, all right, hey, let's talk a little bit more about this World Economic Forum and how things are just kind of colliding right now. I did want to show you that Sri Lanka is basically being held out to dry. If you look at this, it says Sri Lanka defaults basically on their loan for the first time ever. Their debt is going through the roof. And actually, I think one of the first ones they defaulted on was actually China, a China payment for, let me see what that was, $105 million, April 18th. And so they missed that, and they missed a $78 million bond. But they're having massive inflation right now. Upwards, they're predicting of 40%. They've run out of fuel. They're running out of food. And it is not a good situation in Sri Lanka. If you look at the ports around them, they are definitely very isolated, and I don't see a lot of activity going on the ports now. All right. Now, on that note, India is basically consigning rice, milk powder, medical supplies, all set to reach Sri Lanka this weekend. It's supposed to happen today. We'll have to take a closer look at the ports and see if that actually took place. I imagine it probably did, but they're saying something about $2 billion worth. It was set to hit their Colombo port today of things that they needed. Now, I do find it interesting that it is a consignment, which means it is expected to be paid back. So good luck with that. But check this out now. Here's the other piece too. Sri Lanka says the World Bank agrees to provide them $600 million in financial aid. This is actually from April 26th. And I want to point a couple things out about this because it gets a little squirrely, almost like the WHO, CDC information going back and forth, who to believe, what's going on. Not that we believe any of them to begin with, but it is just an interesting data point. Sri Lanka PM is saying that they got $160 million received from World Bank, but cannot be used for fuel purchase. All right, remember, they're out of fuel. But I want to go back to this. Right here on the 26th, the World Bank agreed to give them $600 million. Turns out it's $160 million, a far cry from $600 million. And a lot of that is due to the fact that they are in an active loan default state. They basically can't pay anybody back, and they're making sure that this money is being used strictly for certain items. Now, what I find interesting is it says here that it cannot be used for fuel purchase. Let's get over here to MSN and let's see what they have to say about this. Central Bank basically says, let's see, we've paid money over to Sri Lanka, released to pay for fuel and cooking gas shipments. All right, so that's counter to what the last article said. Also notice that there is $130 million, not $160 million. So this thing stinks to high heaven. I don't know what's going on, but they are definitely getting the squeeze. As you see social unrest start to peak. Again, they ran out of fuel and they are running out of food. And so that's a society of 22.4 million people on an island, so to speak, isolated from everyone else. It's not good. Not good at all. So we'll keep our eye on that and see if anybody comes to their aid. I did see Japan offered $1.4 million. The U.S. has got zero on the board. We are too busy funding Ukraine war. And I haven't really seen anybody else. I think China may have actually offered to pony up a little bit of money. But for the most part, these people are on their own. And so they're waiting on World Bank to help them as they try to restructure their debt. And it's going to be a long time coming. So, all right. Now, check this one out. This is over on watchers.news. And I just want to show you that the UK is also experiencing the same inflation as the U.S. You're going to notice they just hit a 40-year high. Look at the spike on that thing, straight up and down. This is, they said it rose to 9%, highest since records began in 1989. So not good for them, but guess what, folks? We're on the same incline. Now, check this out. This is actually over off of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is their CPI or their Consumer Price Index summary. I want to show you some things here. Look at energy, commodities, gasoline, fuel, etc. This is a 12-month, right? So this is percentage change in a 12-month period. So this time last year, this is where they are. Look at this. Fuel oil, an increase of 80.5% up. Gasoline up by 43%. That's just 1 year. Energy commodities 44%. Food at home is up by 10%. This is crazy, some of these numbers. And so used cars and trucks 22%. Yeah, I think it actually may be higher than that. But I just want to point out that we are on the same trend. It is going to continue to increase. They're saying right now, as of the end of April, we're at 8.5%, but it has since that date continued to grow incrementally. And so I would imagine the next report you're going to see us surpass probably what the UK is experiencing. So it looks like, folks, as we continue to await things to kind of shake loose, we know we've got shortages coming. We're probably, you may be starting to experience it now. I'm starting to see some of it kind of bubble in. I think we still got a couple more weeks before we see the real stuff hit from China, because we'll be doing burn downs on inventory. But it's going to be across the board. We're going to have shortages. We're going to have price increase on everything. Air travel is getting ready to go through the roof because of fuel costs. So buckle up. We are just starting to enter into this period, and it's going to be ugly. So listen, just if you are looking at this thinking, I need to get right with God, just remember salvation is as easy as ABC. A, admit that you're a sinner. B, believe that Jesus Christ died for those sins. And C, confess with your mouth those sins to Jesus himself and ask him into your heart. And it is as simple as that. You will be saved. No bones about it. And so, all right, listen, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I will see you tomorrow in our sit rep. And that's it. Stay frosty. Keep your powder dry. God bless. Monkey out. Check out the latest gear at monkeywerxus.com.